Hi everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning, Pranit. Guys, please give us 4 more minutes. We'll start by 9:40.
Okay.
Meanwhile, has everyone completed the Power BI installation, Power BI desktop? Does anyone have any issue?
No issues, sir.
Sorry, somebody said something. No issue?
No issues in installation, sir.
Okay, that's great. Hi guys, sorry once again. Let's start. Anybody remember what we discussed yesterday? By any chance? Yeah, I totally agree. We didn't discuss much related to technology, but we discussed a few important points. Hello. Any luck, guys? Anybody remember?
Yeah, we discussed about Power BI desktop, Power BI service, Power BI mobile.
Sir, what is that Power BI desktop and why it is used? That's correct. Thank you so much.
Yeah, desktop we used to create dashboards,
Hmm.
and service we mainly used to share the data to
Okay.
others like that. And mobile,
Service we use to share data. Okay.
yeah, and mobile like for our easy, what do you say, for easy use like that.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So let me come here, guys. A small correction that is, so first, let me go with Power BI desktop. Why do we use Power BI desktop? So when we want to prepare reports, yeah, and when you want to do data transformations, in that case, we use Power BI desktop. So using Power BI desktop, what you can do is you can share it yourselves. You cannot share it with others, guys. We call that as publish. You can publish to your own space. So here we use one more word called workspace. We didn't discuss this yesterday. So here, you can publish to your own workspace, but you cannot share it with others. When we go with Power BI desktop, you can prepare reports and you can do transformations. But so when we go with Power BI service, what happens? So if it is like free account, then what happens? So using this free account, you will get a workspace for your account. So nobody else will be able to access it, and nobody uh, can access the dashboard which you prepared. So it is like your own workspace. Now, if you have a free account, then you can publish to your own account or own workspace. Yeah, but if you have Power BI service account, so basically Power BI service account is used to share and collaborate. People use this word a lot, so please remember this. We can collaborate with team members. Yeah, or you can collaborate with your stakeholders. So now, I'm so sorry, this is wrong, so it shouldn't be here. So basically, Power BI Desktop is used for report preparation and transformation. But Power BI Service is used for publish. Yeah, if you have a paid version or if you have a licensed version, then you can do what you can do is you can share it with others. You can collaborate with other people. But if you have a free account, what you can do is you can publish to your own workspace. You can try the look and feel of your dashboard. So when you share it with others, how does it look? So you can try all those things here. You can prepare the dashboard here. The major difference is you cannot prepare dashboard using Power BI desktop. So using Power BI service only, we can prepare the dashboard, guys. So, but using Power BI desktop, so we can prepare reports and we can do data transformations. Now, let me move to the next component, that is Power BI mobile. So using this, what happens? You can share your reports to Power BI Mobile so that people will be able to easily access your reports or dashboards on the go. Why it is so important? Because the layout will be totally different from a laptop to a mobile. So now when we prepare a report or a dashboard, the layout has to be changed as per the screen dimensions. That should be done. That is the reason even you access some websites look pretty different on mobile and they look very different on desktop, guys. So that is the reason we have like desktop view and we have like mobile view. So both are two different things. Then we move to another component here. That is, let me come here. We discussed embedded Power BI. Can somebody help me how this Power BI is different with your regular Power BI? By any chance, anyone remember? No? Okay. So basically, what do we do, guys? We work with a lot of various applications. Now, if you are working with various applications and you want to integrate that with that application, or so you want to have a connection with that application, then you can use embedded Power BI. Then we talked about Power BI licensings. So we discussed like Power BI desktop is free. You don't have to pay anything. But if you want to go with Power BI service, then we need to have license. So in this license, we discussed various types. The first one is free. So how do we get this free account? If you have Microsoft 365 account, so you are getting a free Power BI service account. The next one, what we have here is Power BI Pro. So earlier, Microsoft used to charge $10 per month, but now it's been increased. So now Microsoft is charging $14 per month. So that is the this is the licensing charge for Power BI Pro. Then we have Power BI Premium. Yeah. So straight away, I mean, we saw this yesterday. We used the same website here, that is microsoft.powerbi.com. Now, in the same website, if you scroll down, you will be able to see the pricing details also. So you can compare the regular plans. Yeah, let me come here. This is what I mentioned, Power BI Pro. You can see this here. Access Power BI reports shared with you and publish your own for an even bigger impact. So this is charged $14 per month. Then Power BI Premium per user. So per user, we are paying like $24 per month. Then, so here it is mentioned that is Power BI Microsoft Fabric. So we will discuss what is this Fabric and how it is different from Power BI. We will discuss those topics, guys. Not now. So before that, we need to be familiar with certain things that we will discuss a bit later. So related to this, even I showed you one Word document also, and I clearly mentioned this is not my own document. So using Copilot, I generated this document. I thought of sharing this yesterday, but I didn't do it. So today I'll share this document with all of you guys. Yeah, this is the document which I'm referring to. So you have detailed explanation here. What are the components we have and introduction to Power BI. You have a detailed explanation here. Then if you scroll down in the same document, I mentioned different types of licensing. So that's what you can see this here. One is free Power BI Pro, and you can see the comparison also here. Even the same kind of information is available in Power BI website also. Now, let me come here. Today, let's move to the topic that is called Power BI Desktop. Yeah. And what is the role of Power BI Power BI Desktop in Power BI ecosystem? So basically, we call this as BI Suite. Yeah. in this entire BI suite, how does it work? So let's learn that, guys. So Power BI Desktop is primarily used for designing, developing, and testing data models. So what do we mean by data model? So basically, you might have seen a lot of data sets in Excel. What do we do? Straight away, we cannot analyze the data, guys. So we need to do a bit of transformation, like changing the format of date, changing the format of numbers, or splitting the columns, or adding new columns based on the requirement. Sometimes we go with conditional columns even. Yeah. So we do a lot of things. Now, that's what we call as data model. So once the data model is ready, so we prepare reports. Yeah. Now using Power BI Desktop, what we can do is we can connect Power BI Desktop with various sources. What do we mean by various sources? We maintain the data in different sources. The first source, the frequently used source is Excel. So most of the times data is maintained in on-premise Excel sources, Excel files. Then even people are storing the Excel even on SharePoint. Yeah, we will learn both ways. How do we extract data from Excel? Then the next preferred format is CSV. Yeah, the next preferred format is most of the times we deal with RDBMS. Then these days we are using cloud applications a lot. So we may interact with cloud application. So once we are done with this, so we have some CRM applications. Yeah, and we have some internal applications for every organization. So we can consider all these things as various sources, and we will learn how to connect Power BI Desktop to these sources and how do we work with this. So let me come here. If I come to Power BI Desktop, yeah, so that's what I mentioned in the first point, that is data connection. So I open Power BI Desktop. Now, if you come here, yeah, this is what you see here. Select a data source or start with a blank report. Now, we have a readily available connector here. You can click on the connector and you can connect your Power BI Desktop with the respective source. We tried this yesterday also. So how did we try this? We went into blank report. So in blank report, we used the sample data, and using sample data, we created a visualization. But today, let me come here. I click on, instead of going to blank report, let me click on get data from other sources. Because here we have limited options. But if you see this here, I think right now, we have like around 250 to 300 connectors in Power BI, guys. So Power BI can be integrated with all these applications. You can see the list here. We have a big list. Yeah, the list is quite huge. So Power BI can be used to extract data from all these sources. And also, believe me, Microsoft is rigorously working on the improvement. So they will release few more connectors, and if required, you can create your custom connector even. So this will help to extract your data from a particular source. So now let me move back. Then once we extracted the data, we need to do the required modifications. What do I mean by required modifications? You need to clean your data. You need to bring your data into particular shape, and you need to transform your data. All these things we do with Power BI Desktop. Then you can prepare your visualizations also. So here we don't use the word charts, guys. In Power BI, we call it as visualization, but the same is referred in Excel as a chart. But here we use the word visualization. So Power BI Desktop provides wide array of visualization options such as charts, graphs, and maps to help users to create interactive reports. Once it is done, you can create your report. It is not only always creating the charts here, guys, or visualizations. What we need to do is we need to lay it out in a good looking way. Yeah, and you need to apply certain formats. You need to apply certain themes. We do all these things with the help of Power BI Desktop. Does anyone have any questions? Am I clear so far? Can somebody please confirm? Do we have any questions or are we good? Please let me know if there are any questions, guys. Sorry, I didn't notice the chat. We are good. Thank you. Yeah. Now, here is a quick comparison, guys. How Power BI Desktop is different from other Power BI tools. Yeah. So in one line, we mentioned the difference here. You can say this. While Power BI Desktop is a desktop application for report creation, other tools within the Power BI suite include, so Power BI service, this is an online service. This is what we discussed already, and Power BI mobile, where mobile applications for viewing and interacting with reports on smartphones and tablets. So now, and Power BI report service. So server, this is a bit different, guys. Yeah. So now let me come here. Power BI Desktop is a vital part of Power BI Suite. So here, whatever we discussed so far, you see the notes here. Now, so especially as we have some freshers here, it's very, very important to have this theoretical knowledge also, guys. So please prepare on this. The reason why it will help you to clear your interviews. So in the initial screening, HRs or maybe the hiring managers will straight away ask you, can you help me with the difference between Power BI service and Power BI desktop? Yeah. If you're not able to give a proper explanation, then obviously you will be a straight result, guys. So please be familiar with the differences of various applications with the right terminology. Don't give generic answers. And let's not get into layman language also. If somebody asks you a question like this, what is the difference between Power BI Desktop and Power BI Service? You must be able to give a proper explanation with right terminology. Not like a layman, guys. Please keep this in mind. Okay. So for today, what we are going to do is, we are going to load a data from Excel source, and we will learn how to load Excel source or Excel file into Power BI Desktop and how we can use it. So for that, let me come here. I go to Power BI Desktop. So let me hit cancel here. And so I come here. You can say this. Either you click on blank report and you can start from scratch, or the other way, what you can do once you are in Power BI, you have the Power BI user interface here. Here, you see data. Under data, we have so many connectors here. Now, you can go to get data, and if the connector is available here, you can use that connector and you can start loading your data. In case you are not happy, you can click on more and you can find out for a particular connector here. For example, let's say now I'm looking for SAP related connectors. So now the moment I hit enter, you can see this. You can connect to SAP HANA, you can connect to SAP BW, and you can connect to SAP BW message server. And this is application server, and this is message server. So here, a lot of connectors are available here, guys. Now, if I come to databases, again, under database also, we have the similar option here. Now, for example, let's say somebody comes and asks you, can we work with AWS? Yeah, let me use the keyword AWS. We are not able to find anything, but let me come here. I say web services. Yeah, you can connect it to web. You can do data extractions from web, and you can see this here, web trends, analytics. And whenever you see this beta, guys, it is not completely released. It is still under development, and Microsoft is still testing it. So whenever they are still testing it, they release the beta version. So whenever you go with beta versions, guys, please be cautious that they may work properly or may not. So we have to be little cautious. And now, for example, let's say I come to Azure. Yeah, you can see this here. When I go with Azure, so you have so many connectors readily available. The reason why it's also Microsoft product, so the integration can be done very easily. That's the reason. So here we see a big list. Yeah, let me take a pause here. Does anyone have any questions? Everybody is very silent. Can I assume as we don't have any questions? All good. Thank you. Now, let me come here. So, you guys will receive a folder from our team, guys. So it will be shared on Google Drive. Yeah, you'll receive a drive link. And if you go to the drive link, you will be able to see one folder related to Power BI material. So now let me come here. This is the folder which I'm referring, guys. You can see this here. In this folder, you'll have your course content. This is what we discussed yesterday. The same course content will be shared with you. Then we will learn how to extract data using various sources. That's where we placed all the data sources here. These are the sample data sources, what we are going to use for our session purpose, guys. That's been kept here. Yeah. Then if you go to the next folder, what we have here, DAX. This is what I was mentioning yesterday, that you must be familiar with Excel. The reason why, same like Excel functions, we'll be working with different set of functions in Power BI. Yeah, we call them as DAX. So what is the meaning of DAX? So DAX stands for, this is the full form of DAX, guys. Data Analysis Expression. So this is not only used in Power BI, this is extensively used in analytical services. Yeah, people use this a lot. So please focus on it. Yeah, then let's come here. We have a final project. We'll come to this at the end of the sessions. Then we have some images. Using these images, what we will do is we will create our sample dashboard. Yeah, then we have some instructions here. So in these instructions, you can see the first one is like Power BI installation guide. Yeah, if you want to install Power BI, so you can see this. We have the complete installation guide here. Then So what is Power BI sign up? How to create your account? You have the documentation here. Like this here, we have so many files. Now, using these files, you can get a good knowledge, guys. So I request everyone, please thorough these files. Please go through these files thoroughly. So this will make your learning very, very easy, guys. Then let me go back. So we have some practicals also here, and we have some explanation related to the roles here because people ask. Yeah. Then here we have a discussion on OLTP and OLAP. Does anyone have idea what is this OLTP and OLAP?
Online transaction processing.
That's true. And OLAP?
Online analytical processing.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's correct. Those are the full forms of OLTP and OLAP. Now my question is, are they different? And do we have to really care about this? Because some of you completed SQL, can you help me? Do we really have to care about this?
OLTP is normalized data.
That's true. And how about OLAP?
It's for like
Okay, for example, let's say,
denormalized data.
okay, let me put it like this. Let's imagine I'm working with a retail store. Yeah. So if I want to prepare a report on ongoing transactions, then should I use OLTP or should I use OLAP?
OLTP.
Why can't we use OLAP? That's correct. Why can't we use OLAP?
Denormalized data because
Okay, denormalized data. Yeah. Can you give me any use case? Okay. So let me come here, guys. This is very, very important. That's the reason we discussed yesterday that SQL knowledge is also very, very important. So now, why are we talking about this? OLTP, like our friend mentioned, online transaction processing, OLAP, online analytical processing, and why it is used. Now, for example, let's say I'm working with a supermarket, and for every half an hour, I want to see the sale update. Yeah. Then if you connect to OLAP, OLAP doesn't have the latest information. Only OLTP will have the current and latest information. So now, if I want to be in line with the business, then it's preferred to take OLTP as your server. Any questions? Am I clear? Can I move on? Yeah, then we have some sample dashboard. So here, right now, you will not have any dashboards in your folder, guys. But what we will do, as part of the course, we'll be creating some sample dashboards and we will place it here. Then, so here you have a comparison, like how Power BI is different from Excel. Then you can see this here. You have some introduction also here. Same like yesterday, what we discussed, you see similar kind of file here. Then last one. So this, I guess you may not have it. If you have it, so we have a detailed material related to the session, what we are going to have, guys. So now, from here, what I'm going to do is, let me go to data sources. If I come to data sources, so here, what you see on my screen, you see some folders and you see some files here. The first file, what is the first file we have in this folder, guys? Can somebody help me with the file name?
Sales CSV.
Sales CSV. Is it a file, sir?
It's a folder.
Thank you so much. That is the reason specifically I asked, what is the first folder, sorry, first file we have?
Superstores.
Yeah, superstores. Does anyone have idea what is the superstores and why it is used?
No,
No?
idea.
No idea? Okay. So let me come here. Basically, for any analytics sessions, guys, people use one publicly available data set, that is sample superstore data set, that is used widely. Now, so here, if you go to superstores, then you can download it from various websites. Even you go to Kaggle or you go to any other websites. So it is widely available. Now, so let me come here. I go to the first one here, superstores. What we have done, instead of keeping everything as one sheet, we made it multiple sheets here. So if you can observe here. So we have multiple sheets here. Yeah. The first sheet, what we have here is orders. Yeah. Then the second sheet, what we have here is customers. So basically it deals with all customers' demographic details here. Then we have products. So all the products information is maintained here. And all the transactions information is maintained in transactions sheet. And last one, so we have some people. People in the sense, these are like regional heads, what we have here. Yeah. We kept region here and their name and their target. Now, if you come to orders or transactions, basically this data belongs to supermarket, guys. We have some data which is quite relevant to a supermarket. So basically, this is a store in US and the data is displayed here. So now, if I come to orders, can somebody help me? I know most of you know this. Is it a table or is it a normal data? And how do we find out which one is table and which one is normal data? Any idea, guys? This is really, really important because in Power BI, it makes a lot of difference. What you see on my screen, can somebody help me? Is it a table or is it a normal sheet in Excel?
It's a table.
How do you know that, sir?
Yeah, we have filters.
Okay. Then let me get rid of the filters, sir, so I can remove the filters. Now, if I remove the filters, is it a table or not?
Yeah, it is a table.
It's a table.
Yeah.
Then if I come to customers, is it a table or a normal data?
Normal data.
How do you know that, sir? How do you confirm that It's not a table. Any guess? Yes, come on. This is a basic difference. I guess you might know this already. Guys, please refresh the topics. This is very, very important. Sorry, somebody said something. I missed it. Table. Okay, let me come here. How do we define or how do we identify whether it is a table or not? The moment you select one of the cells in the data, guys, you see various tabs. The first tab, what we see here, let me come here. Like we have like home tab. And the last tab, what we have here is Power Pivot. So this is, we are observing in customer sheet. But now let me come to order sheet. If I come to order sheet, in order sheet, you can see this. What is the last tab I have on my ribbon bar? Is it Power Pivot or something else?
Table design.
Table design. So that's simple, sir. Whenever you see table design, it's a table. Please consider that as table. If you don't see the table design, then it is not a table. So it is like we just apply some borders and we apply filter and we confuse the other people. So no. So here, how do we identify whether it is a table or not? Because we go into table design and from table design, so we can easily identify which is a table. And also, if you are familiar with Excel, guys, you can notice that there are a lot of advantages by converting normal data to table. The first thing is if you want to apply slicer in Excel, I'm saying that first the data must be in table format or it should be in pivot format. Yeah, on these two only, you can apply your slicer. But now what we are doing? So we are creating a lot of reports with slicer combination now. So the underlying condition is, if you want to create a slicer, either you can create your slicer on a formatted table data or on pivot table. These two only you can create your slicer. Now, let me come here. I go to Power BI Desktop. So here what I will do, so we can go to get data and we can take the connector, or this connector is already readily available in data tab. You can take this connector or you can come to the canvas. We discussed this yesterday, that what you see in the middle of dotted lines, the space we call as canvas. Now in canvas, you see like data source connectors are there. The first data connector, what you see here is import data from Excel. Now, if I click on this, then what happens? It needs to be navigated to the right file. So once it is done, so we will establish a connection between Power BI Desktop and the data source. And from there, we will perform the data transformations and we will work. Yeah, let me quickly show you. So I come to import data from Excel and let me go to, I made a bookmark here, guys. So let me come to data sources. Let's come to 01 Superstores and let's say open. Yeah. So this is the first thing, please keep in mind that in case your source file is in open, you cannot connect this with Power BI desktop. So that is the reason what I'm doing here. I come to the Excel file and let me close this file. Then let me say, okay. Now I'm repeating the same thing here again. So we have 01 superstores. Now let me say open. Now you get another screen here, guys. The reason why we closed that data source. Anybody remember what we call the screen? We discussed this yesterday.
Navigator.
Thank you so much, sir. Why do we use it?
To
Now,
select the tables.
to select the table, can we select only table?
No, sheet, I think.
Yeah. Now here we have so many sources, guys. Now, based on the requirement, we may load all these sources or we may load only one particular source. Now here, what I'm doing, let me select orders table. And the moment you check this box on navigator screen, then you see load and transform data. Should we click on load or should we click on transform data? Can somebody help me?
Transform data.
Yeah. If you click on transform data, what happens?
Or query editor will open.
Absolutely, Power Query editor will be opened. So now basically what we have done, we extracted data from Excel source and now we parked the data in Power Query editor. Now from here, what we will do is we will do the required transformations and we will work. Okay. Yeah, but right now, let's not do anything, guys. Now what I'm doing, so we will do the transformations tomorrow. Now I said close and apply. So we discussed the difference between close and apply and close yesterday. So I'll not bore you again. So let me click on close and apply. So once the transformations are completed and you feel like you can use the data for report preparation, we load it back to Power BI desktop. You can see this here. It will take some time. Please be little patient. Yeah. Once data is loaded, like yesterday we discussed, now under a data pane, you can see the table, what you loaded. Now here, all the fields are arranged in alphabetical order. You can see this here. It is arranged in alphabetical order. Now, so we can use the fields and we can start creating our visualization, our report. Any questions so far? Yeah, if I'm clear, if you don't have further questions, guys, we will stop it here for today. Rest, we will continue tomorrow. I'm sorry, we are closing the session a little early. No questions, guys? Then we'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.